I recently had my Canaan Avalon Nano 3S power supply failed, and I've pulled it apart, and I thought I'd show you why it died. Now, on the outside of it, it had this thin oil-like substance on it, and on more than one side. You can see here as well. Now, to get it open, I ran a hacksaw just carefully along there, and the other two edges, and then I pulled one end off, and then I hacksawed it around here on all four surfaces, just enough to get through the plastic so I could pull it off and prise the plastic case off. Now, I also noticed that's where the AC adapter hole is. There was this very fine crack here. This was actually quite hard to see with the human eye, and I had to zoom the camera in and get the lighting just right to even get this to show up. So I wonder if anyone else has had this crack on their one. Now, when I pulled it open, can you see this big sort of shiny patch here? That is more of that oil on the inside on the circuit board. And that's just looking at it from a different angle. So you can see that big, I'll just zoom in a bit more. You can see how that patch is all discolored from the oil being on it. And this is the AC adapter. And there's oil, this thin oil all over here, over the board, and all over this AC adapter. Now, when I got in a bit further, this is a big capacitor, and if you can see, it's very swollen. And I think what's happened is this capacitor has just simply failed. It's swollen, and then it's spewed this thin oil substance out. You can see all the oil on the board here, and the AC adapter that goes in that notch. So it just blew through here, all over the board on the AC adapter, and I think maybe it got out onto the case through that adapter. That's another shot of it further down. Now, this whole thing is encased in this sort of quite hard goo-like stuff, and I spent quite a bit of time chipping away at this with a small screwdriver. So we'll have a little bit more what I found there. Oh, now that's a straight down view of that capacitor, so you can just see how big that swollen bulge is. Now, as I started chipping more and more of this goo off, I started finding bits of the white goo was blackened on the board side. Whoops, let's go back one. Right, where I'm pointing down with that screwdriver, there's actually a little chip there, and there's one on the other side of the capacitor, and this chip is quite blackened, and you can just see the goo I've prized away. It's also got that blackened mark on it. Oh, let's go back. Oh yeah. Now I started chipping away at the back of the capacitor, and you can see the back of the capacitor's got all these burn marks near it. And this is the chip on the other side, and so this was all encased in white goo. I had to chip it away, but you can see this chip has got all burn marks on it, and I actually wonder if that line there is actually a crack in the chip, and the chip's actually cracked as well. Now, when I got the capacitor further apart, you can see how this lead coming out of the capacitor, it's completely blackened, and it was actually broken there, but I'm not sure if that's broken because it's burnt through, or because when I was chipping the white goo off, it broke it. The goo really stuck well to everything, but you can see that wire coming out of the capacitor, it's definitely not a happy lead there. That's another picture of that chip, and you see see how it looks like it's cracked, but it's got burn marks on it, and so that was all encased in that white goo. This is the underside of the case, so this is where the AC adapter goes. So you can just see that capacitor has just blown out this thin oil-like substance everywhere. And there's that view again from the capacitor. So you can see the bulge, and it's just gone and spewed all over here, the top of the case, the board, and so it's definitely been a capacitor failure. That's that chip we looked at just before. That's been all blackened, and you can just see it looks like it's got that crack mark in it, like it's failed. And the other chip, the other blackened one was just on that side. Okay, so that's all the photos. I would love to know if anyone else has had their Canaan Avalon Nano 3S power supply fail, and if it has failed, did you take it apart? I'm curious if it's the capacitor that has failed for other people. So on mine, remember, I just hacksawed just enough into the plastic on all four sides so I could pull the end off, and then unfortunately got to painfully chip away at that that white stuff. Now, I've been in contact with Canon, and they've been really good. They got me to send them all these photos, and they're sending me a replacement. So this power supply was 11 months old, and it ran pretty much 24/7 on the high mode. Okay, that's everything I've got. Let me know if there's anything else you want to know in the comments below.